My name is Adnan Ansari and I work as a creative director and an event designer for a company called Riwayat Limited. It's a UK-based company. I was born in a small city of Pakistan called Hyderabad. I grew up there. I went to a British missionary school, lived all my life in a missionary. My father was a teacher, so we come from a middle-class family. My childhood was fantastic, being to a good school, being to a good parents and having a lovely family. We were 5 siblings. We were a very close family network. The life was, it has ups and downs all the time, but we enjoyed all ups and downs both when we were growing up, which honestly, whatever happened, what I am today is just because of my past. I did my master's in economics. My first job was in a bank, and I stayed in a bank for 3 months. I did the master's in economics because my father was a mathematician and he really wanted me, someone of his child, to be a mathematician. So I fulfilled his dream by doing that. But I told him, he knew it, I was a born artist. I used to sketch, I used to paint, I used to make sculptures, I was into art and craft a lot. And I used to love colors and canvases. So he knew it, so he was a teacher. And I told him one day, I said, look, I'm really not happy with the job, what I'm doing in a bank. And he said, now you've done whatever I've asked you, and I'm really proud of that. I'm really thankful for that. And then he said, do whatever you feel like. So I went out, I moved to Karachi. I was very young to see the water and tried and tested and met my childhood friend, Mausam Abbasi. And we both came up with an idea of becoming a fashion designer. Because I was into clothing before, you know, for families and myself and friends and everything, what you do it. Being a creative thing in me, I could tell people what to wear, what are the nice colors and what are the good combinations. We went to a magazine and we asked them that we design clothes. And I still remember there was a first glossy magazine of Pakistan which has a very famous actress, Barbara Sharif, on the cover. It looked like a foreign magazine, and that's where I picked. There was a lot of magazines at that time, but just the magazine cover clicked my mind. Something unique, something different. I think that was my childhood thing in me from my birth, that I always pick up the unique stuff. And that's where I said, okay, fine, we'll do something different. Came with 12 sketches, they approved the 9. We made those 9 garments, honestly with peanuts. We didn't have any money. So we went to this very fresh magazine which is called Fashion Collection. And the editor was Alia Mia, and they were 2 sisters. And we went to them, they saw the sketches, they liked the sketches. We had a second meeting and we picked up the model and the photographer and the makeup artist of our choice. And yeah, that was the start. And I think the saying which says, there's a woman behind every successful man. And I think in my life until today, women has been a great part in my success. Whether it's been my mother, my sister, or the magazine editor, or the models, or friends, you know, a lot of people, even in UK. Shoot was fantastic because I choose the location according to the outfit. So every location was different for every outfit. Before the shoot got printed in the magazine, we were being contacted by the suppliers, the stockholders, and the shops to stock with them. We just made 9 outfits. And that's where I believed to myself that I can be more creative. So then the cycle started, and we started our first brand called Riwayat, which is my company now. And with my childhood friend Mausam Abbasi, we started that. After some time, you know, I realized that I can do more. I was into events and this, and then when I saw the fashion shows, we did a fashion show. We did represent Pakistan in a lot of countries, got the awards for Pakistan. The speciality was like, you know, I do my own choreography, the music and the lighting and everything. So then I got to know that I can do more. While I was designing clothing, and the brand was 2 years old, a friend of mine I met again. We became good friends from the same first ever shoot we did. She was the makeup artist, and she became a good friend, and she suggested, Adnan, you are very creative, why don't you start doing makeup? So as a hobby, as a fun, I started it, and she offered me, she said, oh, we have a free trip. Let's go to up north of Pakistan. There's a shoot coming up, a TV commercial for a famous this is a tea company. I said, well, let's go there. So we went there. I was just working assisting her as a makeup artist, just for fun. So the shoot was for a week. Was some point, the director got stuck at some location, couldn't shoot it. I was just observing it, and I just suggested to the director, I said, can you move this way and do this way? So he got really annoyed. He said, who are you to tell me? And that's where the cameraman said, oh, just try it, you know, maybe he's right. For the last 48 hours, they're struggling when I just mentioned that. And it worked. And after the shoot finishes, the creative director, who was a British guy, again, working in Pakistan, he asked me, would you like to join the company? And JWT is a big company. Who would not like to go for them? And I said, do you think I can do it? He said, you can do a lot. You have the eye, a creative vision, you can do a lot. So I joined the company while doing a designing as an art director. I enjoyed it so much that I gave up my designing career because it was very much time consuming. As a TV producer, one of my part of my job was to go at the shoot or the TV commercials, whichever was happening. So I used to go to every TV commercial, every shoot, whatever happens. And that's where the whole lights, the camera, everything fascinated me so much. I started learning all those techniques and this and the camera frame and this and that. And then at some point I thought, maybe if we do this, if we do that, I started telling the creative director within 3-4 months. And he said, yes, why not try? So I started changing the set, the lighting, the style of things. And that's where he offered me to become an assistant to the creative head of JWT, which was again a big thing. So I worked for him for I think a year, produced and helped him and assisted him for zillions of TV commercials and a big campaign for the world-renowned brand, which that gave me a confidence of who I am. So a lot of freelance directors asked me to come and help them. Working for a company, I couldn't do it, so I resigned and I became a freelance art director and a production designer. Fashion was always there in me. Makeup I learned, become an art director. So when I used to do a commercial, I do the styling, I do hair and makeup, design them. Obviously I had a team, set design, have helped them with the graphics, coming with the concept. So I was one, say one-man army for them. And I had a good reputation and a good relations with people. For I think 6 years, I worked as an art director, and I became quite famous. Since I used to write, I used to do fashion, because for a commercial you need to design an outfit. So that thing was still there. So art direction was a platform for me where I was doing everything what I wanted to: fashion, hair, makeup, light, production, graphics, everything was there. It was very tiring, because our productions are difficult. For a 10-second commercial, we spent 3 days for those 10 days. For those 30 seconds, we spent 3 days. Yes, after JWT, I became a freelance production designer for 4 years, and I wanted to explore myself more. So I tried and I got the job as a sub-editor for the Junk Group for Mag Weekly. It was a weekly magazine and it was going down. And then when I joined, I know the designers, so I bring all the good brands back to that magazine. I develop the concept for the shoot. I pick up everything from the shoot, from the clothing, everything, and I design my own concept. And from there, I got a job offer somewhere abroad. I moved to UAE. I become a visual merchandiser. So it's a long journey. That's what I said. Life is full of surprises. You never know what is there for you. I think one should try and test different things. And then I went to Dubai and I stayed there for a year. Which I didn't enjoy it, because the job was nice, but it was slightly boring for me. I had more free time, working as a visual merchandiser, changing the entire look of the shops and studios and everything within a few hours, and then there's nothing. But I thought I'm wasting my time. When I'm back to Pakistan, I did my production, and then I got a job offer from a private TV channel, Geo Television. It was just starting, and they were hiring people. So I'm one of the pioneers of those, at that time. I joined them again as a set designer, senior set designer, but within a year, I become an art director for the entire channel. It was a different chapter of my life. I learned a lot. We used to work there non-stop for 24 hours or 2 days or 3 days, sitting, sleeping on the sets. It was fun. But my destiny was somewhere else. And I was working there, and I got a job offer from the national television of Pakistan, which is Pakistan Television, as a creative head. Honestly, I was really scared of taking that job. So I delayed it for 6-7 months, keep saying, okay, I might. For me, I have to justice a job what I'm taking. If I'm not loving it, if I'm not in the job, if I don't enjoy it, I will not take it. So I was a bit worried. It was a big channel for me. I was never been. See, sometimes you don't see it, that who you are. Other people see it, who you are, your capabilities. And I think people knew who I am more than myself sometimes. I joined the Pakistan television. I stayed there for 5 years. Again, I met lovely people there. The people that you can dream of, to stand next to them or to be with them, having a cup of tea with them. I was working for them. I was working with them, which was like, Khwaja Najmul Hasan. He's the biggest person, I think. He, again, is one of my mentor. Shahid Nadeem, who's a famous writer who hired me. I met lovely people, all the celebrities that we grew up seeing them. I was their boss. So, it was a big thing. And it was a big responsibility. It wasn't that I was enjoying it, I was scared as well. So those 5 years were fabulous, were fantastic of my life. I got award there because of my work. I believe what I do, I love, I say. So I don't have any hang-ups. I can work with the labor, with the carpenter, with the painter. If there's nothing there, I can paint myself. I lift stuff with them, building up a set. This is what I enjoy. Because if I'm not going to do it, nobody's going to do it. I can't tell people, you lead by example. If the head is doing it, nobody will say no to you. My biggest compliment, was when my PA or my carpenter and painter says, sir, we never had anybody in our life who was working with us, eating with us, sitting with us, laughing and giggling with us. Everybody comes, they just point out things and they just leave. So that was the difference that I made. I have started my journey at a very young age. Been there, done that. I've seen everything in my life. I've seen people going phases in their life because of their fame. They misused it or abused it. What happened to them? I learned a lesson of my life. Humbleness is one thing which takes you everywhere. A smile can do wonders. Who I am today is because of my parents. They're very humble. They're very down to earth. My father always said to me, the minute you lose your foot from the ground, you're gone. Being a Muslim or being a Pakistani, I follow my religion. I am religious quite a lot, by offering my prayers, performing the umrahs and this and that. Religion and your trade or what you do are two different things. So people don't have to mix it. It's in a religion also. What you do is something, but like some people say, you are so religious but you do fashion. Yes, but that's my job. That's my work. How I'm doing it, I'm staying in my borders. I'm staying in my limitations. Anything which is out of limitations or excess definitely ruins it. I stayed in my limitations, I know my limitations, and you can do the creativity in your limitations as well. We are trying to change the perspective of Pakistan, which we have a lot. In the last 8 years of my journey of this doing fashion and creative events, it has changed a lot of perspective of Pakistan. The thinking about people of Pakistan in a lot of ways. Like, fashion has changed here. When I moved here, there were a lot of Indian brands here. They're still there, but there are more Pakistani fashion. It has penetrated, just not in UK, in Europe. We're doing events in all over the world now. So yes, see, it wasn't because it was Pakistan or anything. It was because there was a creativity in there. There was something different. I think when you are good from inside, your intentions are good, you get to know the good people. The whole universe come together and help you with your good intentions. Bad intentions will not take you anywhere, honestly. Whether it's your work, whether it's your family, whether it's professional, whether it's friendship, everything. So Riwayat started as a clothing brand, but Riwayat grew up and become something else now. It became one of the biggest or the best, I think, Asian or Pakistani, I would say, representation of Pakistan in abroad, whether it comes to art, culture, music, any sort of festivals or anything. We've done a lot of festivals, different festivals. So Riwayat is become universe now, which I never planned. It's a teamwork. It's not just myself. It's with the team that I have, the people that I had in the past who has left, but they all made a mark in this making Riwayat to where we are now. My passion to show the best of Pakistani culture, art, fashion, music, what we are actually. Why? Because I lived all my life there, moved here 10 years back, lived 40 years there, so I know what Pakistan is. What the concept or the perception of Pakistan we have in this western part of the world, which I really, really want to change. And we are almost there now. We have entered, we have changed the perception. See, fashion is different. Every big brand copies Pakistani design. The embroideries, the embroidery pattern are Pakistanis. The cuts are Pakistani now. Coco Chanel 4-5 years back did this white collection. It was completely inspired by the Pakistani Multani cross-stitch work. Footballs. How many people in the world knows football are made from Pakistan, the best footballs, or the sports gear? So we are there to tell people this is Pakistan is. We are the best people in the world, like you are. We are equally good in art, whether it's painting. We are famous artists, from Pakistan, those who have made all over the world. I have mentioned it. There's a young girl. Her biggest painting of a queen is in Windsor Palace. Who knows? Nobody knows. But it's in Windsor Palace. He has a painting of 8 by 8 foot of a queen. So these are the things that people don't know about it. And I think our Riwayat has taken the challenge of taking Pakistan all over the world. Riwayat is just not about, it's a big umbrella. Under that umbrella, the biggest event that we are famous for now is called Pakistan Fashion Week London. That's the famous event that we do, which we are famous for, but we do a lot of other things. We do art and culture related festivals. We did the Mango Festival with the Pakistan Embassy and Consul General there. We do book launches for Pakistan. We do theatre. We do music. We do qawwalis. So it's which is related to Pakistan as a modern image, as a current image. Not modern, but current. I will not say negative, positive. It's exactly what we are. So we present them the way that it is. So corporate events and corporate thing, even the weddings we are doing. We do weddings also. It's on a very Pakistani theme, but very contemporary, a fusion. So number of series of, from all sort of, from film production, from fashion production, from drama production, from everything you name it, we do it. Because we have such a big member of, a team of people that we can produce or direct anything that, you can think which has a creativity in it. The Pakistan has launched the campaign for 5 years, which is called Emerging Pakistan, and we are proud of being part of that. The word Muslim or Islam in the world, it's become a bit stereo. Through Pakistan Fashion Week London, or the Pakistani or the fashion events that we do, or the modern events that we do, under the limitations, we have been so creative. We've been so good, not just me or whoever has put in it. There are a lot of, I think we have proved what the people think about Muslim being conservative or whatever. It's completely wrong. Just see, go and Google it and have a look. You will see the perspective of, we're not doing anything, skin showing or anything. We are very, yet in our line, conservative. I would not say conservative, this is what we are. We're not being conservative. We're very liberal. We're very modern. Anybody like in West, So we have proved that through the fashion, through the art, even if it's a painting or anything or a book, the kind of books that launch in Pakistan, everywhere. Not just saying Pakistan, the Muslim I'm focusing on. It's just the Muslim thing that people have the stigma on their brain that, oh, he's a Muslim, he's that must be this, must be that. It's wrong. We are equally like other human beings. We are not different. Everybody has good and bad people. We have been targeted just because for political or for the media press just to get the hype or just to get this. And I think we are famous so that way as well. But yes, I must say, the perception is completely wrong about the Muslims. We are equally modern, liberal. Yes, we have our boundaries, which is fine. Everybody has the limitations. We live in a house, we live in a boundary. We have limitations. The family has limitations. There's no harm. Wearing a hijab or habaya, if people say, and so what? You cover a hat, it's the same. You're covering your face, you're covering with a hat, with the glasses or anything. So I don't see anything, people should think wisely. People should think on the lines of live and let other people live and live happily together. I think that's more important. Your religion is very personal. You are human first, and then the religion comes. A good human being is, which I practice, your neighbor is happy with you. You are there for people to help. You are a good soul. You're not harming people. You're not lying. You're not vicious. That's it. And I think every religion teaches this. Islam teaches this as well. This is what I said, being a humble nature and go-getter. I'm a go-getter. I tell people to go. God will help you. It's not that you're sitting, he's going to drop things on your lap. You have to move your limbs to get that thing done. Being a Pakistani Muslim man living in the UK, honestly, I don't see a lot of problems here. Because when I meet people, they do get surprised that I'm Pakistani and I'm like this. The generation, the previous generation who moved here, you know, in 70s or whatever, they live in the same mindset. And because of that mindset, the people here, they have that perception about us that this is what we are. So we need to change, break that thing. So this is what we are trying to do. So yeah, we have problems being a Muslim and Asian and Pakistani because all this is a foreign country. They have their own mindset. We are the outsiders. But people have, like, you know, different views, and everybody will, anywhere in the country you go, will have it. But sadly, it's the generation who moved here previously, the generation, I blame them for this current perception of having, you know, those kind of views about people, because they haven't changed yet. Still they haven't changed, and they're pushing the generation not to change. So if you want to prosper, if you want to move forward in life, you have to accept whatever around you. You have to accept the culture, the traditions, yet staying in your boundaries. You don't have to go out, and the acceptance is a big thing. If you accept it, okay, this happens, that happens, it's there. It's your choice to take it or not to take it. That's fine.